Blues Matters here again. We've got Jonathon Boogie Long, and not in the studio, but round about America somewhere. Where are you just now, Jonathan?
I'm in Hammond, Louisiana, about halfway between Baton Rouge and New Orleans.
Right, let's take you way back. What made you want to be a musician in the first place? What's the backstory to Jonathan?
My grandfather played guitar and my parents sang gospel music. So I grew up in a musical home, like a gospel environment. We would have singings and, we would always have people over singing music and stuff. And I used to go out and perform as a young kid with my grandfather at nursing homes and stuff like that. And then I got discovered by a local artist here by the name of Dixie Rose when I was about 11. She came into the music store that I was taking lessons at the time and gave me my first gig. She said, "Well, you're something special," and started practicing with her and her band. And then after a couple years, she introduced me to the blues jams. So I started going out and playing blues, and her band was blues too. But I started going out and playing with some of the local legends like Kenny Neal, Little Ray Neal, Larry Garner. So yeah, I just grew up, ever since I was a kid, just around, music. And, I've been playing the blues for a long time, probably since I was, like I said, 11 or 12. And I grew up, I dropped out of school when I was 14, went on the road with a reggae band. And then I played in a couple other bands, a hip hop funk cover band. I played in Big Luther Kent's 12-piece big band for about 15 or almost 20 years. And now I'm actually singing for his band, which is a whole nother story. But so yeah, it's been a crazy journey.
And what attracted you to the blues genre in particular?
The soul, the realness of it. Everything else seems so polished and overproduced and just like it almost had to be perfect. And the blues was more about the feeling behind it, the story behind it, the intent behind it, than it was trying to be perfect. Or it was almost the more imperfect it was, the better. And
Right.
it was just so special the way it made me feel. I feel like it gave me a like an avenue for my I don't know how else to put it, my spastic nature, because I kind of space out and just go into my own zone. And it kind of gave me somewhere for that. It kind of pulled that out of me and made that special place within my existence happen. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing the blues since as long as I can remember.
And who are your heroes?
Well, I mean, my guitar heroes are mostly fusion guys like Sean Lane, Jimmy Herring, Guthrie Govan. I toured with BB King. He was a hero. I did 15 shows with BB King in 2013. I mean, Michael Burks was one of my biggest blues heroes. I got a Michael Burks record when I was 14. I was doing a blues competition in Ponchatoula down the road, and I walked up to a blues, like, I want to say it was the Blues Society table. They had a stack of CDs. It could have been any CD. It was just a bunch of random blues artists. Probably everybody that sent them a CD, they just put them in a stack and they was giving them away. Here, everybody take a CD. And I grabbed Michael Burks' "I Smell Smoke," and man, what a record! What a special record. I also love Sean Costello. Rest in peace. Sean was so special, man. I think if he was still here, he would be bigger than Joe B. Almost. He just had such a spirit, such a soul. It was just real, man. Certain people you could just tell it was real. Like I'm just even newer artists. Like obviously, like when you get back to like Sunhouse and like Robert Johnson and Lead Belly, all that kind of stuff. Obviously they were real. That's the forefathers. But like even some of the newer people, there's just so much soul out there.
Did you get to play with Sean Costello?
I did not. No,
No.
I never did. No, he had passed on kind of around the time that I was starting to really do something. So yeah.
You've collaborated with quite a lot of artists. I mean, who do you like playing with?
I mean, I've played, I like Matt Schofield's a lot of fun. I like Kirk Fletcher, Joe Bonamassa, Robert Randolph is a lot of fun to play with. Mostly a lot of the times my band would open for other people's bands. So I opened for like Gregg Allman, Jimmy Vaughn. I've opened for B.B. King, like I said many times, Robert Cray, and they're all my heroes. I mean, they're like we all like when you're into music, you hear everybody. Like whether you listen to that person's whole record, you still hear something by them. And you pick up things, inspirations from each artist and from each show. And I just internalize stuff pretty quick. So when I hear something, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what he did. Just stuff like that. I mean, I'm a writer. I don't listen, I admittedly, and it's a shame, I don't listen to as much music as I did when I was a kid these days because I'm always thinking, I'm always considering songs and like trying to write and trying to come up with riffs and like it's hard for me to like buckle down and get like listen to a lot of music. It just like becomes too much, it kind of like just floods my brain because it's also my living and my passion. So it's like it's just my life. So I don't listen to as much of it as I should. But I still listen to a lot of songwriters because that's what's most important to me these days is just writing a good, powerful song. Everybody can play the instrument, or guitar or whatever. I mean, there's so many amazing players out there. They can play it upside down, right side up, behind their head, flipped around, upside down, with a bottle, without a bottle, just like however you want. What's really special is writing a song that moves a whole room of people. And that's what separates, like, I don't want to use a cliche term, but the men from the boys, is being able to write a good song, and maybe I've written one, maybe I haven't yet, like a real memorable one, but I'm going to keep, all you can do is keep throwing stuff out there until something sticks, I mean, this is what I do. So I'm just going to keep doing it and keep pushing and keep promoting, and that's why we do all the things that we do is to so more people can hear about what we're doing in the mission.
That leads us on very nicely to this particular record.
Yes, that's my new album, Courage in the Chaos. Yes.
Talking about the new album, how was it produced? How did it come?
So a friend of mine told I was actually recording some music that I was producing myself, and a friend of mine said, "Hey man, our buddy Jim Odom, who owned a big company called Personas, he had sold it to Fender several years ago, and he said, Jim really wants to produce a record on you." And I was like, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah, man, he was telling me about it." So I told him, I said, "Well, call Jim and tell him to hit me up." So Jim hit me up, Jim Odom, and we had lunch several times, and next thing you know, it came together. I mean, we did 2 sessions, one in Mandeville, one in New Orleans. We had all-star musicians on both sessions. David Ellis, Terrence Higgins, and Nelson Blanchard on one session, and then Doug Belote, John Grow, and Alan Maxwell on another session. I mean, it was all-star Louisiana. It was all in-house, kind of like Louisiana cats, and the whole production was done here. We had Daryl Thorpe that mixes the Foo Fighters records and stuff, do the mixing on it. And it's just an all-star cast of people. And I mean, it's real special. It's songs that it took me a long time to finish that Jim kind of pulled out of me and helped me round out. And then some songs that I just wrote because we needed a song that was like that. It was like, well, we got a couple slow songs, now we need something fast, and it was like, all right, well, we got to write a fast song. But everything, they all tell a story. There's message in all of them. I even did a Michael Burks cover. I did Empty Promises. I also did Can't You See, Marshall Tucker, So yeah, so anyway, I forgot where I was.
Right, talk about some of the songs on the new album.
Yeah. So Fool Can See, we wrote that one pretty quick. It's a rocker. I mean, I got Hell or High Water. That's like a kind of a ZZ Top feel. If I had Insanity is one of my favorite songs. It took me many years to kind of finish that song and get it to where I wanted to present it to people.
How did that start, Insanity? How did it start? Does it usually start with a melody or a riff or? What happened with that one?
Man, that song, like, I wrote that song in a friend of mine's bedroom one night, just like I was up real late, and it was just like I was thinking about, like, it has the Humpty Dumpty reference, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put me together. My heart is in shambles, and I'm picking it up, trying to start again. So it's like, and then it references, well, we actually took out a line where I literally referenced the definition for insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. But it just has that, it just feels like insanity, man. It just explains the things that feel like insanity, And yeah, I mean, it's a real special song to me. I love it, and like I said, it took me a while to really get it down, and it was good.
So did the lyrics come first for that?
Well, man, it's been a long time since I wrote that song.
Right.
Like, if I have to be honest, I want to say I kind of did it all together. Like, it just kind of like morphed into this song. I was sitting there like just writing down words and playing a groove, and like sometimes I'll just play the groove and I'll try to come up with like a hook line that fits the groove, and then I'll just kind of like write my stories or my parables based on that, But like I say, like each song, that song's deep, but not every song has like a deep meaning,
No,
So like some songs are just kind of like, I wrote this song in 5 or 10 minutes and it just happened and that's the way it was,
I mean, the Michael Burks, that's probably one of my favorite Michael Burks songs, and you play it in your live set. It's just wonderful.
Which one?
The Empty Promises.
Oh, Empty
Michael
Promises, yeah.
Yeah.
That's always a special moment in the show, man.
Mhm.
Everybody loves that. Yeah, I've always been, like I said, I've always been inspired by Michael Burks, and I've been playing it for a long time. Like, if you ever interview Kingfish, ask him. He may not even tell you, but ask him who he saw play Empty Promises a lot first, and he'll tell you. He should tell you me, because he always says, "Yeah, you've been doing that song longer than me," because he used to come see me do it when I'd go play those festivals. Yeah, man. All that music is real special, man. The blues is a community, and you see a lot of the same faces, a lot of the same people. I'm just happy to be involved in it. I feel like I've been kind of shunned away at times, and like I haven't really had the opportunity to reach my, where I should be as far as touring wise goes, but we're going to make that happen because like, the power, I'm just going to say it, the powers that be can't keep you down forever. So, I mean, if you get your numbers up, then you can start, really getting out there. And that's really what we're trying to focus on doing, is just like, focus on social media and just like really getting those numbers up everywhere. So,
Drinking Through.
wow. Yeah, that song had a lot of I'm not a drinker really. I'm not a huge drinker, but I was just thinking about the gut-wrenching, just the struggle of it, just the struggle of dealing with that in a relationship, because I have had to deal with alcoholics before. I guess that's where that song came from, I don't really think about when people say like, put a connection to this song or whatever. I don't really think about it that way. I'm just a songwriter. Like, I just start writing. And it's like sometimes there's no rhyme, or like I say, like sometimes there's no rhyme or reason for it. I'm just doing it just because I need to write, because I need to keep writing, and because my crazy ass brain, that's where it was at that time. You know what I mean? So a lot of times like when you say like, this song, well, that's where my head was, so that's where it came from. I mean, as far as the groove goes, I don't know, man. Like, so when you start, coming up with that melody, the groove kind of writes itself, So, I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand, It's hard to like really place which one comes first, because like you're kind of thinking the groove while you're trying to write the lyrics, but then the groove can't be complete without the lyrics being complete. So it kind of goes hand in hand,
And Baby I'm Through.
Baton Rouge blues. Yeah. I mean, that's just the blues. I always say, well, I have to have blues songs for my blues fans. And that's what that is. It was just, that's one of those, I wrote this song in 5 minutes because it's kind of, it's easy. It's not easy to write the blues. Like, you still got to have the experience and like the know how to do it. But when it comes to the arrangement, just the arrangement aspect of it is more simple than say an Americana song or something like that,
What about the video?
But the video is crazy, right?
Yeah.
I'll just tell you this, like when we did that video, I had no idea what to expect when I showed up. It wasn't like
Right.
seriously, like we showed up with what we were going to wear and we got there and there's this white screen or there's this white wall and it's like we're like, okay, you know, and our videographer Daniel Boone just started going crazy. He was just like, "Oh yeah, you know," and he was just telling us what to do and like kind of guiding us through it and it came out I don't know what it's kind of humorous, it's cute, you know, it's
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put it, you know. It's just it's not meant to be, you know, in a world of everything being so serious. You know, everything's always so serious. Like if you're not serious, you know. And in a world that kind of feels like that, sometimes it's good to have a little lightheartedness. And I think that's that video, you know, that's what it does, you know. And I'm about to follow it up with a serious video, like one where we're looking more serious, and you know. So we got one coming out with the record on March 6th. So I don't even know if that's been announced yet, but yeah, we're dropping Hell or High Water. We got a music video dropping for that.
And what about the song Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, that I mean, I don't know how I had two drinking songs end up on the same record, but so Tomorrow is a song that I wrote that as a show intro. Because it's got such a so I wrote it kind of like to intro a show, like a live show, and then I recorded it in that set of music that I recorded before I started doing the record with Jim, and we were pulling songs, you know, and that was just one that we went with. It's just got a cool, like the breakdown's cool. It's such a good show opener, and it's just it's a lot of fun to play, and I mean, lyric wise, I mean, you know. Who knows? I mean, who knows? You know, it's just writing. I write, you know, well, I start, you know, 25, 30 songs a month at least. So it's hard for me to keep up with everything. You know, I'm starting a song a day, you know, whether I finish it or not, I'm generally trying to do that, you know, and I always have like certain things that I'm trying to write for. So, you know, right now I'm writing a specific type of song for a certain collaboration that I'm doing, and then that's kind of like where my focus is right now, writing wise.
Do you find it difficult to compress just to 11 songs then?
Sometimes, but you also have to like it's good to know that you have solid material for the next one too, you know. So like if something doesn't make this record, then maybe it'll be a good one for another one, you know, or you know, certain songs are not meant for certain projects. But like on that record, as you know, because you've heard the record, there's there's some, you know, I won't say traditional blues because that's a term that I feel is used loosely sometimes, but there's more traditional feeling contemporary blues with like Baby I'm Through. There's blues rock with like Hell or High Water and A Fool Can See. I would consider stuff like Lipstick or like even Insanity to be more like in the adult contemporary realm almost. You know what I mean? It's not I'm not going to go full pop with it, but I'll say it's kind of more towards that realm than it is towards a blues realm. Drinking Through sounds like a Chris Stapleton song. You know what I mean? So like my point is that I have a little something for almost everybody. I won't say I got my heavy metal people or my hip hop people covered because I don't, that's not my styles, but pretty much everything else, I think somebody can find like some kind of joy in at least one of the songs. And that's kind of how I write now, because a lot of times your whole record doesn't end up on people's playlist anyway. It's only like a couple of songs, you know? So, I mean, if there's an R&B person that's wanting to add some indie artists, maybe they'll find a Boogie Long R&B song for their list. And that's kind of my goal, is just to like wind up on all these people's kind of like lists. And they know that, you know, I mean, I can play traditional blues with the best in the world. I can play contemporary blues with the best in the world. I have been doing it my whole life. If somebody came up to me and says, "Hey, we're going to take you out if you don't do what you're best at," I'm going to play the blues. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I know better than anything else. It's like breathing air to me, right? So, but it's nice to to show people that you can do other stuff too. And it's all going to have a blues or like a roots. It's all going to be rooted in that, in like what I grew up in, blues and gospel. But you know what I mean? You just try to be different. It's all about just having your own sound. It's hard enough to be different, you know, in a world where a lot of things sound the same, and it's almost like everything's been done already, you know. So it's hard. It's you know, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to be an enigma. Who knows? You know.
Have you played all the songs live yet?
Oh, I have not. I haven't crowd tested all of them yet.
Right.
Most of them. Most of them. I haven't played Lipstick live yet. I'm not sure if I'm done Insanity yet, because we just really started kind of like getting into all that stuff. But on these next shows, like Jazz Fest this year, Baton Rouge Blues Fest, we'll be doing all that stuff. So tomorrow goes over really well. I mean, Hell or High Water is a banger. A Fool Can See people love. I mean, those are all hard hitting blues rock tunes, though. I mean, that's, you know. I'm excited to see how Drinking Through and like Insanity, some of the slower stuff is you know, accepted. So.
And you've just finished the Cigar Box Festival in New Orleans. How was that?
It was real good, man. It was a great time. We had Jason Ricci, who's one of the best blues harmonica players, as a special guest, and we played full band, and it was a great time. It was a great show. We recorded the whole show. We have the whole show as like so we're gonna release little pieces of it here and there. You know, I actually released a clip of it the other day that's been doing really well. So, yeah, I mean, it was a good time, and you know, my goal is just to get out there in front of as many people as humanly possible, and that's really, I just want to bring positive music to as many people as possible.
What about advice in your life musically?
Just be true to yourself. Don't ever let the industry change you. Always, like, don't ever put your career in the hands of somebody else. That it doesn't matter how much you think that they have your best interest in mind, they don't always do. So you have to put the work in yourself and like really try to, you know, try to make sure you watch your back, you know, keep up with your business. You know, that's what I have to say. I mean, you know, as far as like coming up playing music, like everybody goes through their own journey as far as like growing as a person and as a musician. But, you know, essentially we're all trying to achieve the same goal of being on stages and selling records and having people enjoy our music. And I think it's important to the lesson that I've learned is to be more involved in the everyday ongoings of what's happening, you know, because, you know, unfortunately we have to do a lot of social media now. I don't like it. It's time consuming and I really can't stand it. I don't like playing to a screen and talking to people through a phone, but that's the world we live in right now. And that's like a really quick and solid way to grow an audience. And that's kind of what I've been having to try to do, you know, just because like, you know, I'm having to take a little bit more of like, even though everybody knows I have the talent, and I'm taking a little bit more of the tough road just because it's, you know, who knows for what reason. But I'm working hard every day, and we're trying to get out there more and promote, and that's, you know, that's essentially the goal.
And what keeps you motivated?
The fact that I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing with all my heart and my soul, and I wouldn't be here without it. You know, without music, without my guitar, without ability to put it all out there and leave it on stage. I mean, I don't know where I would be. That's where I'm most comfortable in my own skin, you know, is on stage in front of people. And so that's, you know.
Are you the same person on stage as you are off stage?
Yeah, but I go deep though, you know. Like I can talk to you right now, but when I'm playing music, I kind of just lose myself in the moment. I don't, it's not about putting on like an image specifically for the stage, but I'm definitely more energetic on stage than I am off stage, you know? I have more energy. I look like I've had a lot of coffee.
Do you ever lose yourself in solos sometime?
Every time. Every time. Not in a way where I mess up, because I don't think about playing like that. When I'm playing, it's like a typewriter. It's like typing. It's not like I'm thinking what I'm gonna do in advance. It's happening in the moment. So like, so I get lost every time. Like, getting lost is what it's about.
Yeah.
Losing yourself is what it's all about. Then you got to snap back to reality when it comes time to sing because you don't want to mess up your verses.
Yeah. And the festivals or small shows, small theatres. What?
Yeah,
Have you any preference?
festivals. I love festivals. I mean, theaters are cool too, but festivals. There's something about showing up, throwing all your stuff on stage, and only having 15 minutes to get ready, and then you just playing the show. Like there's like a certain excitement to that, where it's just like, okay, it's time. We've been in the green room waiting for the past hour and a half, so here we are. We got, it's our moment, and you got 15 minutes to plug in and get ready, and the monitor check and da da da, and then it's on. So there's like a certain like level of like coolness to that. Not coolness, that's the wrong word, but just excitement, or just like, it brings a certain energy. So it's always fun. And you never know what you're going to get. Different stage crew, different, like a lot of times you're using backline equipment. The drum set's not going to sound the same as it did last night, So it's raw. It's like more raw because it takes a lot. It takes the production out of it almost, because it's like it's different every night. It's not the same people setting up the same pretty little stage with the same this and the same lights it's not the same. So it's always nice to change it up and just have like it be exciting. It's just like, oh, what's it going to be this time? A Fender Twin or a Marshall? You just never know.
And do you keep to a set list?
Do I keep the set? I don't even write a set list. Not generally. I mean, like what I'll do is, because I start a lot of the songs anyway. So what I'll do is I'll tell the band like the first 5 songs. Like, okay, here's what we're opening up with. Because a lot of times we'll do like the first 3 back to back. Almost no break. And once we're in it, we're in it. You can't see. I don't like set lists. I like to show up. I see. Is it a young crowd or an older crowd? Is it? You have to feel the crowd out, right? And then you might get into it. You might like start feeling another direction. You have to be versatile. You have to be able to change it up. You almost have to like the set list is also kind of the flow of the night. There's certain things that there's always going to be. We're always going to play the single that we're promoting. We're always going to play Empty Promises. You know what I mean? Like, but all the other stuff is like, okay, well, I'll just start going into it, or it'll just be like, okay, it's this. Sometimes the band's like, oh, here we go, and it's like it's all part of the excitement, because I'm improv. Improv is what I'm good at. Making it up and just like kind of being on the cusp. So it adds to the excitement of, playing a festival where you don't know what's going on, So if we are as clueless as the audience, then it makes everybody on the same page,
Exactly. And what does success mean to you as an artist?
Being able to pay my bills, being debt free one day. I'm close. I'm getting there. Just not having any debt. That's success. Like having a song that makes people feel positive and changes people. That's success. In other words, it's not about mansions or fame or coliseums or stadiums or any of that. It's just about being able to survive and live and be comfortable, not in a cardboard box, and living modestly. Not anything fancy. I tried to be. I've done my Louis Vuitton, trying to have a Rolex days. None of that matters. No material thing matters. It's about the relationships that you build with people and just writing, good music and sharing it, And that's success.
Absolutely.
As long as I breathe air and both my hands work and I'm able to express myself, that's success to me, Just waking up another day.
What other projects have you got around?
The what?
What other projects are you?
I've been playing with Damon Fowler and Jason Ricci in a band called DeSoto Tigers Testimony. So I've been playing a bunch of festivals. Well, I won't say a bunch, but we've been playing, a handful of festivals with them and some theater shows. I have a really cool collaboration I'm working on. It's not 100% yet. I have to write a good song. It's going to take a good song to lock it in. So that's kind of where my head is right now, but that's going to be really cool if I can pull that off. I won't say what it is just in case it doesn't happen, but we're trying to pull together a couple tours in Florida. Got some festivals coming up. Really looking forward to putting this record out, hoping that it debuts on Billboard. We've pre-sold several copies, so that's good. And we'll see what happens, man. I mean, like I say, we're gonna keep throwing stuff at the wall until something sticks. And when it does, hopefully we can keep adding to it. I mean, that's the goal. Is just to promote and have more people know that I'm out here. Because people, one thing, I went from 800 people to 23,000 people on TikTok in a year. It's all organic, right? And the general consensus is people say, dude, where have you been? Like, you're one of the best guitar players we've ever seen. Where have you been our whole life, right? And I just want people to know that I'm here. Here I am. I'm an option. I just want to be an option,
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. I just want to be one of the options. And that's all my goal is to be. Not to be the best, not to take anybody else's light, not to be on a festival that I'm on and somebody else ain't. I just want to be one of the options. That's it. So I don't think that's too much to ask for.